Who has more power in this relationship?
That's the question?
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought maybe you were making it up.
No. We know where the answer's going.
I feel you have more power in the relationship. I feel like I've even told you that before, how powerful you are. And I think that I'm a slow thinker. So when we are communicating, or even when we're having a disagreement, I feel like I take more time to think about it, and I feel like I somehow lose my power. Mm. And so I feel like you are more powerful. And if you are feeling good and happy and content and strong, that we do better. Okay?
Yeah.
I think this is where then you answer the question.
I feel I have more power in the relationship too. Mm-hmm. And told you yesterday when we were driving back from Chicago, well, I said it multiple times, different times of the weekend, that I feel bad when I wield that power. And I realize that sometimes some of the things I can do or say scare you. And I don't want, not scare you like you're afraid for your life or I'm going to hurt you. Just that the relationship and us means so much to you and us that if I'm falling off the ledge, that I'm not just falling by myself, I'm dragging you with me. And that can be scary. And I said I've got to be more aware of how that affects you. So I'm aware of that too. That's quite the
visual.
Oh, did you like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
If I'm falling off the ledge, you're dragging me with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's not fair to you. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Your turn. Did you like that? Is that okay?
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know if we should analyze it that way. We just got to be honest, right?
I want to ask you.
Okay.
All right.
Who loves whom more in this relationship? I don't know if I like that question.
It's funny. I was going to say the same thing.
Yeah. I don't want either of us to feel like we don't show up in the same way, you know? I think we both love each other very, very intensely. I think we have both shown how committed we are to each other. I think you are better at all the love languages. So early on when we met, you're like, what is your love language, Cathy? And I'm like, everything. So let's go. Come on. I need it all. I need touch. I need gifts. I need words of affirmation. What are the other ones?
Physical touch, acts of kindness.
Words of affirmation.
Gifts, and was that 4?
That was 4.
What's that, I guess? Acts of kindness. I'm trying to blank out.
Yeah,
acts of kindness,
me too.
Physical touch, words of affirmation.
I was in essence, I was like, yes to all of the above.
Yeah, you were. Yeah.
Letter E, all of the above.
Right. Yeah.
And you are better at that. You are gifts, little thoughtful moments. You bring me matcha. You are, and so I think, so I would like to believe that we both love each other to the same degree. But I think you are better at showing up in those other little acts of kindness.
I had the same reaction you did, like I don't like the card, I don't like the question. I don't know that either one of us loves one or the other more. I think there's moments when we show it better. I would agree with you that I absolutely pay attention to those love language things, and so I'll do the acts of kindness or Service is maybe the other one. I don't know.
Yeah.
Can't remember.
Yeah.
I'll do all those things, or
Yeah.
I'll do gifts. I'll surprise you with something. However, I told you on the drive when we were coming back, when we were talking about this, I said, hey, can you do more of that kind of stuff for me? Can you surprise me with Post-it notes? Because mine's are words and physical touch. And so you're always very loving that way,
Yeah.
even if it's just passing
I
by.
like to think the
Yeah.
cup runneth over in those.
Yeah. I think we're when you talk about that topic, I said this in the car, it'd be fun for me if you left Post-it notes or little things that said, hey, thinking of you today, or like when you surprised me with getting new reading glasses, that was huge for me, because I know that's not instinctual for you to think, I'm going to go do this. So I recognize that. Good one.
Okay.
I'm glad we didn't like the question.
I know.
Okay. Oh.
Uh-oh.
I just like doing
Is
that.
it heavy?
No, I don't think so. So far,
Okay.
we're both very mellow right now.
I know.
I know, it's funny. I'm trying to be. Normally, I'm such a smart ass, and I've got all these quippy things that I want to throw out, and I'm totally trying to be serious right now.
Okay.
Is that funny?
That's fine.
Okay.
If
All
that's
right.
what you're feeling.
Do you think that we're still a good match? Why or why not?
1,000%. I
Not?
have.
There it was.
I have felt we were a good match. Well, we met on a dating app, right? So there were things just in that thin layer of who we are that we led with that were a good match.
Yeah.
And then our first date was 6.5 hours of talking.
Yeah.
And
Did you just wink at me?
talking. And that just I felt the compatibility then, and it's only grown. Just yesterday, was it yesterday that I said, I feel like when we have our arguments and disagreements, that becomes one of our growth rings.
Yeah, you did. That was awesome.
Like the way
The tree, yeah.
I imagine a tree, pushes through, and that moment of growth leaves that dark ring, and you can actually see it. I feel like we've got a few growth rings, and one of our last ones, our last disagreement was a significant growth ring.
Yeah.
We came out on the other side of it,
Yeah.
and I wasn't sure we would.
Yeah.
So, and to me, that only makes us closer. To me, that only deepens our connection.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I do think we're still a good match. No doubt. And you better say the same thing. Just kidding.
Of course I do. In fact, what's interesting, and I've been saying this more lately, and I want it to be heard, though I could see where it couldn't be. I want it to be heard the right way. And that is, this is going to come to an end. And I'm going to start crying a little bit, I think. Because, I've just been spending so much time paying attention to other people lately. And I look at my son, Sam. I'll give a better example. Your daughter just texted you this morning saying, hey, we're packing up, heading out Thursday. And it seems like yesterday they were driving around the country and settling in San Diego, trying to figure out where they're going to live. And now that's over. And they're making their journey back. And a year ago at this time, you and I were heading out to Iowa to watch Sam in some preseason games where he was starting his second year there, and now he's in Maryland. And then we were with my mom this weekend, and there she is sitting with us. And a year and a half ago, she was with my dad, and for 60 years they were together, if not a little bit longer, right? And it all comes to an end. And so I think we're a great match. And I don't know if I'm tying this together for you right now. I love your ring analogy and how we're having growth rings. And what I've been doing more and more with you every day is we got right now. And so how do I want to wake up and approach the day with you?
Right.
And for me, that growth ring that we talked about, that you talk about, the event that you said you were worried if we'd come out on the other side, it was truly game changer for me. I've become a different person, at least in my soul, suddenly overnight. Like all these things click, like, dude, stop this. What are you doing?
Yeah.
And so asking you to say, I need to go to Chicago. I need that break. I need connections for things that matter to me. Yeah, I think we're a great match because there are so many reasons for us to not be together, right? Because we're older, we can go find someone online. I can go on, there's billions of people in the world. I think we're a great match because we want to keep getting better.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think we're a great match.
Yeah.
I think we're super strong.
We're not perfect people, but we're a great match. And we want to, I think both of us want to show up in the best way for each other.
Yeah. And when you know, when I say this is going to come to an end, I don't mean that we're splitting. I don't mean it that way. I mean it.
Meaning you don't know how long you have.
That's right. And so
make the most of it.
That's
Don't
right.
take it for granted.
I don't take you for granted one moment. That's where, in fact, that was the context. Was I want you to know I do not take this or you for granted. So, yes, that's why I think we're a perfect match still.
Okay. Good stuff.
Your turn to read, or is it my turn? It's your turn.
I think it's my turn.
Yeah. Sorry, well, baby.
Excuse me. When was the last time you felt suffocated by this relationship and why?
Last weekend. Not this week. This past weekend, 2 weekends ago. That's interesting. I've never felt suffocated by you because I interpret, and maybe that's where we start. I interpret the word suffocated meaning like just leave me alone, like you're hovering over me, you're taking the air out of me, or like you need too much of me or stuff like that. I felt suffocated in this relationship in a different way, meaning I couldn't breathe the air that I needed to breathe. How's that? Does that make sense?
Well, yeah.
Meaning when I hear...
Can you explain a little bit more?
Yeah, so when I first heard the question, that's why I paused. The gut reaction is, you've done something that makes me feel like you're always with me, or you're constantly saying, well, what's going on at work, or you're texting me all the time, where suffocating means just, or you're saying, I don't want you going for a bike ride, or all those things, but you never do that. We never do that. So the suffocation was more self-imposed, right? So I felt suffocated by a relationship because I wasn't breathing my own air and telling you I need those other things. I was just presuming you were going to guess that, right? That you were going to know that I was missing family, or you were going to know something. And so it was a relief for me to, like here's the best example. And you and I are so good for so many things. Like you've said before, when we're good, we soar. Some of the challenges with us that I'll own, I don't want to talk about things that I'd like you to be different at, what I own.
There could be the next card.
Right? It's that you had said to me, we've got plans this week on Tuesday and Wednesday. And my instant gut reaction was, I don't want to commit to other people this week. That's it. If we commit to ourselves, or if something comes up and we're spontaneous, that's one thing. But I felt your commitment, our commitment, was starting to infringe on me. Right? Like, fuck, if we do 4 more things that Cathy lines up, I'm going to get upset. So in the past, I would just say yes and kind of go along with it and bottle it. And right away, when you said we have these 2 things, Tuesday and Wednesday, I went, cool, can we not book anything else with other people? Like, if you want to book things for yourself, cool, go do it. I just don't want you and I to be committed to other people this week. That's 2 is enough for me. And that's where before I used to suffocate myself. Is that making sense how I'm describing it? So you never did anything that suffocated me. I would suffocate myself because I was afraid of hurting your feelings by saying something as simple as, can we not book any more events with other people?
Yeah.
Unless we talk about it, because I just feel my calendar is getting taken up and my time from you is being taken away, or my time from me.
Yeah.
So there's my answer.
Okay.
What do you think?
I can feel suffocated when we have had our disagreements and arguments, and they escalate, and when Jack Honar is in, when you're in this posture where you're going to make me understand the situation, I feel absolutely powerless. I feel like there's nothing that I can say or do, and it, and I actually, when I think back, even on our last disagreement, that stemmed from what you just were speaking about. We were arguing and talking back and forth, and you were in the bedroom sitting on the bed, and I was physically in the dark bathroom adjacent, standing in there talking to you, because that felt safer to me, to physically be in there. And I just think, yeah, those are moments that I feel suffocated, is when you are in, there's a posture to you that when you're ready to lay out all the things that are wrong, that you're in a mode.
Yeah.
And it's not soft Jack.
Yeah.
It's just a different side of you. And to be sure, it's a side that has worked to our advantage in our relationship too, But in those moments where it's based in a disagreement, I feel powerless. And I guess suffocated could be an adjective that goes with it too.
Yeah.
So, there.
Awesome.
Did you want to add anything to that or say anything?
Nope,
Okay.
love it.
All right.
Do you need me to?
No,
Okay.
not at all. Okay.
Next.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Oh, boy. What?
So it's a good one.
Okay.
And so I think it's the reason I don't like it, because it's hard to hear it.
Okay.
How's that?
Okay.
What do I do that hurts you the most? Do you agree with me? It's hard to hear that, isn't it?
Right.
Yep.
Right.
What do I do that hurts you the most?
I actually think it's related to the last question.
Yeah.
When you get in Jack mode, it's almost like you're a lawyer in court. And you're laying out all the ways in which the victim has suffered. Your Honor. And I'm just, okay. I can't find the words. I've literally gotten to the point where I can't find the words, because I think if I say this thought that's on my mind, that's not going to go well. No. And if I say this, that's not going to go well. I got nothing. I got nothing. And that is, that's really hard for me. And I have come to understand that that's just part of how I react to you. Like, I could work on how I process those moments when Jack the lawyer shows up. Like, maybe I need to get better at how to work through that so I don't feel that way. And maybe it's also you're going to be conscientious that you don't show up that way. I don't know. That's for you. But the only thing I can work on, right, is A, talking about it and putting it out there that I struggle with that. And B, also looking at how I respond to it and how can I show up differently when that happens, right? So yeah, that's it.
You okay? Can I respond to that?
Of course.
Thank you for saying it, and I totally recognize that. And that's why I had said to you this weekend, I'm never going to do that again. And I know your first reaction was, oh, hold on, let's not do the absolutist thing. And And so I had to throw it down a real important context route, which is I'm never going to hold back when I sense something functionally inside of me doesn't feel right. I'm never going to bottle that. I may breathe a little bit and be aware of how I say it. And again, the example I give is you said to me, hey, this week we've got Tuesday with this and Wednesday with that, with other people of things that you had booked. And I instantly went, hey, can we not book any more stuff? Because that was my gut reaction. I know I think fast, but my gut reaction was, I don't want to do anything else. And what I promised you, because I know how scary this is all tied together in all the questions we're answering. I know I can get avoidant and lawyerly, like, fuck that, defenses come up, blah, blah, blah. What I'm reacting to is the fact that I've given in so much up until that point, and that's not on you. That's on me. So that's why I said I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm not going to be afraid of how you may respond. And I'm going to have my voice, but do it kindly. And do it kindly. And so that's why I appreciate that that's something that you're concerned about. And that's why I want to turn towards you and find out how you're feeling about certain things, and also be able to say how I'm feeling about stuff. Okay.
Okay.
All right. My turn to ask you.
No, that was yours.
I know,
Kurt,
you
is
have
me.
to ask it. You have to ask it of me.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't do anything that hurts you. We'll just skip
Try
that.
to dodge that one, prima donna.
Yeah. What do I do that hurts you the most?
It's all tied together.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all the same stuff. It's, I'm not, I know you find me to be quick, but I'm not always. It took me a while to recognize the need to be in Chicago and all this other kind of stuff, and et cetera, what happened the past weekend. You hurt me the most when I don't feel you're regulating your reactions. Does that make sense how I say that? Where it's the buildup in you coming, and I feel hurt the most when I can't stop my train, and then I have to stop yours too, because you're reacting to how I'm reacting. I'm like, I'm having a bad moment right here, and I feel hurt the most when I feel I have to be responsible for both of our regulations, because I'm not always going to be able to regulate. So that's when I feel hurt the most. Do you need more clarification on that, or is that okay?
No, I think it's important that all answers are okay. You know, you can't.
No, I meant, did you need more clarification, or does it?
I think it ties into, if I heard you correctly, I think it ties into how I responded to, where I said, you know, how I need to turn inward and figure out how I can better handle Jack the lawyer when he shows up.
No. It's how I could better handle Cathy when Jack the lawyer shows up. Not how you could better handle me, how you could better handle you.
Right.
Oh, is that what you meant?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
sorry,
how I can turn inward.
Oh, got it. Sorry,
yeah,
I missed that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's what I said.
Okay, sorry.
We'll rewind that. and
No, we
listen to it
won't.
again.
It's okay. I trust you.
All right.
Whose turn is it?
Now it's my turn,
Your turn.
I think.
Okay, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. Because I asked that
Or
last
no?
one. No, I asked the last one because I said it's a hard one to talk about because you have to.
No, but I answered it first. I think this
Yeah.
card is yours.
No. I asked the question, you answer first, and I
okay.
reply. Yeah.
All right. Okay, that's a fill in your own questions. We're not prepared for that. These are all fill in your own questions. Okay. When do you feel we aren't equal?
When do I feel we aren't equal? So I'm going to go with my gut. And this is just my gut. I don't feel that at all. That's my gut. And so maybe I have to define equal. I always feel we're equal. I do. My definition of equal is contributing to the relationship, both positive and negative. We both fuck up. make bad choices, struggle with self-regulation sometimes. We are both kind and caring. We both recognize each other with intimacy equally. So I don't feel that. Like, that's my gut reaction. Now, my instinct tells me, and knowing you, that you're going to be able to like list out some things, and I'm going to go, oh yeah, okay, that's cool. I just don't feel that. And
so that's where we're not equal. That I'm an ability to list out things.
Well, let me ask you then. When do you feel we aren't equal?
The first thing that popped into my mind was the house and all we're doing on the house.
Oh.
So if we make Jack's to-do list on the house, there's a lot of physical. You are tremendously talented with carpentry and building, and you are stronger, and you are able to figure things out, and so to remodel a house together, we are sharing in the financial side of it, and I'm certainly stepping in and stepping up where I can, but ultimately a lot of the things are on your plate because of your skill set and your strength. So that's where I feel unequal. And
what's behind that?
I think that, quite honestly, you've brought it up a number of times. How you feel you're doing more on the house?
Have I said I'm doing more, or do I? So does it feel when you hear that I'm saying you're not carrying your weight?
Yeah, probably a little bit.
Okay.
And also that you feel taken advantage of.
Do you want to talk about this a little bit?
Sure.
So there's some nuance here that maybe I've got to get better at explaining. The tasks of the house, like I'm looking around us right now, right? I got to fix this beam right here and cover it. I don't feel taken advantage of there because you don't know how to do that. Right? That's, I could teach you, and it will take a while, and you'd get it because you're good at this shit. Those aren't the moments where I feel taken advantage of. It's not the tasks, because the tasks I know I have to do. My feeling is on the house stuff, you serve a different purpose. You're not going to know how to put the lights up like I did outside. You could have figured it out. I'm just going to know how to do it faster and more efficient. It's you're picking up the lights and helping me with stuff. Where I feel taken advantage of is when there is stuff to do and you're not around, even if it's just there to hold a ladder or to help with stuff. And I know it sounds like a menial role. So let me go even deeper. And my gut tells me, if anyone listening to this, your friend Nancy's going to be like, there it is. Is that I want you near me when I'm doing it. When I'm doing all this work and you're not here. You want me
in the trenches with you.
Just even if you're there.
Even if
all you're doing is sitting at the house so I can yell out, Kath, bring me a screwdriver. It's knowing that you're...
And that would be, Cathy, please bring me a screwdriver.
Whatever. Invite me. That's where I feel taken advantage of, is that I'm doing the work and you're out. And so suffering with me can mean, because sometimes it's a pain, right? It's one more thing I got to do. And so if you're out on a girls' weekend or having lunch with somebody, and I recognize you have to do those things too, and I'm not. So couple solutions, and I gotta stop doing work when you're not around. I gotta just deal with it. or I got to ask you, hey, can you just stick around today? Because I just want your company. And that, you're right. It feels like you're in the trenches with me when you're here for the day, right? As I'm here for the day. And sadly for you, that wanes. Sometimes I'm like, no, I just want to be by myself and do this shit right now. So let me just do this. Like if I were to build that post, I don't need you around for that. Right. But when we built the fences outside, I needed you for that because I was big, heavy stuff. And you're,
and to be sure, I love being there for that.
Yeah. And you're cutting up all those planks. So once we set the jig so that you could cut all those boards equally, that allowed me to do all the metal work and drill the holes. Right? Like that's a moment where I went, okay, cool. And this is not a hard thing for her to do. It's not going to impact us if she makes a mistake, right? Like, because maybe you don't know how to do something. And so that's when I don't feel it's all on me. I'm not trying to make an excuse for it because I know I have to get better at telling you, hey, can you just stick around today for this? Because I need you here. So the trenches thing, I like that. Is that cool?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And if I can just add one more thing on this, I had a thought that in those moments where I'm not in the trenches with you because I have another engagement in your home, working hard and sweating and working on our house, that to me is a moment that's actually connected to the fact that you moved to a city where you know nobody. If you were in your hometown, you would have those friends that said, hey, Jack, we're playing cards on Wednesday night. But you don't have that here. So it further amplifies that you don't have that. Because Cathy is out, her girlfriend asked her to go to a movie. So Cathy's out doing that, and I'm home, and I'm going to work on the baseboard cabinets, and so you don't have that opportunity. I feel like it's not the singular focus, but it's an element that is tied into that whole situation.
That's the nuance of it all. This is where all those things connect. Yeah. I agree.
So.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Wow.
So
how are we doing? 33 minutes already.
Do you want to keep doing this?
Let's do one more question.
Okay.
Yeah. I think you read now, right?
I read that one. Oh.
No, I read it.
That's right, because you scanned through and found all the blank ones. Right.
Yeah.
It's a good thing we're not getting old.
I'm losing my mind.
It's a good thing we're not getting old and forgetting shit.
What?
But I'm not a big fan of why questions because I think they're judgmental and pejorative, but that's the purpose of this whole deck is the why, right?
Yeah.
Why do you think your work is more important than mine?
Oh, I don't think that.
See, neither do I.
Yeah. I don't think that at all. Okay. Next question.
Right.
I don't feel that. I could probably guess how some couples might answer that. Like if one spouse is making all the money and the other spouse is at home, caring for the kids or something like that. But our dynamic, of course, is a little different. And, I don't think that. So should we just go to a different question?
Yeah, I never fall into that. Why? I actually think we're very good at ebbing and flowing. Like when your real estate picks. So we agreed that we had to get through baseball and the wedding. And that our jobs were for no better way than to say put on hold, meaning we were on autopilot on our jobs, right? We were doing what we had to do. I was doing what I had to do at my job, and you were doing what you had to do at yours. And the house was on autopilot, right? We're doing what we had to do. And then once we said that was done, then we're going to make a bigger commitment to one another. So where you needed help with Anata Homes, and even more recently, right? I said, hey, I updated the website. I'm doing this. I'm more active in Monday market updates for you. And conversely, I've got trips coming up. So it's, hey, I'm going to be traveling a little bit and you turn toward me. So I never feel that we're saying, well, whoa, wait a minute. My job or this job, I think we turn toward one another really well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So can I read a different one then?
Yeah.
It was still my pick?
Absolutely.
All right. Oh man, I don't like this one either.
Okay, just read it.
Who would struggle more if we broke up? See? Just bit a lemon, didn't you? With paprika on it.
Yeah. I don't think that's fair. I think both of us would be devastated. You not so much. You're like, well, I'll just turn that dating app on again and
you can get a model once.
yeah, once you got a model, you just put that on your dating profile.
That's that's a Seinfeld episode.
Oh, really?
Yeah. George dates a model, and then all these other women, because he dated a model, all these other models now want to date him. And so he has pictures of all these women, but then he loses this woman's picture because he's like, oh, that's my old girlfriend. And all these other women go, oh, wow, she's beautiful. He's like, yeah, she was a model. And then he loses the picture and he doesn't get invited to things anymore. They're like, sure, you dated a model. All right, funny. Should we try one more that we connect with?
Okay.
This is okay that the questions aren't connected.
Yeah, I
right?
mean, that feels authentic to say that. What, you don't like that one either?
Well, I think we've talked about it already.
Okay.
So may I just filter through, because it was what are our biggest struggles as a couple? We talked about that. These are all, we talked about all these already, swear to God. Oh. Damn.
Oh.
I like this.
His eyes light up.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you like the most about me, and what do you like the least?
I like so many things about you. So many things.
Oh. I wish I could do that. No, I can't do it.
I love how you make me laugh. I love how funny you are. I thought you were going to fart right there.
No, okay. I hear the dog barking. I'm concerned that the workers are here.
Is it 9:30?
Not quite.
It's only 9.
Yeah.
Yes, I love how your sense of humor. I love your brain. I love your emotional intelligence.
Hold on a second. Ellie, come here. Good.
I love your body. See, that's the only one you really like. You're such a dude. Oh my God. I love how active you are. I love your family and your kids. Oh my gosh,
Hold on a second.
Ellie.
I don't know. She's in the back of the house now too. I wonder
Maybe it's the FedEx.
It's got to be the workers.
Like Amazon delivery or something.
Yeah. Okay.
And I love your, did I say emotional intelligence already?
I think so.
Okay. I love how passionate you are.
All I'm doing right now is hanging on the least part. That's all I'm hanging. I'm waiting for the least.
Yeah. Now, what do I least like?
Though.
What do I least like?
Could you do me a favor right now and turn and give that amazing whistle, but do it away from the microphone so it doesn't scare anyone listening?
Oh my god!
And just try to get her to calm down. Do you mind grabbing that real quick?
Okay.
All right. So definitely turn away from the mic.
Yeah, I gotta get up and do that one.
All right.
Ellie, get down here.
That is masterful.
Okay.
That is a great whistle. Good girl.
So what I least like about you is when you work outside all day in the yard and then you don't take a shower before you go to bed.
Oh my God, I was not expecting this at all.
And you go to bed with dirt on your kneecaps. What the fuck? Like you're getting into a clean bed with
So tired.
Literal dirt on you. It's one thing to have dried sweat, like we've all gone to bed with dry sweat. But you have dirt. Like there's dirt in the sheets. The way you poke me with your toes.
Oh my God, there's a list. It just said, I guess you can make it a list. Keep going.
And then on a bigger note, what I've already touched on, when Lawyer Jack shows up, I think I shut down. So, to be sure, the list of traits that I adore, appreciate, and value is far longer than Lawyer Jack with talon toes and dirty kneecaps. Okay?
You don't have to look at the camera. This is me you're talking to now.
I do.
No?
Okay.
My turn?
Nope.
So the things I like the most about you is the stuff I recognized the day we met. And I've said it before, and I know I've said it to you often, and I mean it with love. I never saw the model. I always saw the person the day we met. I love that I can be myself. I've said to you before, it's the first time I've ever just went full in on myself, and frustrating as that can be sometimes with inappropriate jokes, and that's what she said, and all those other kinds of things. I love that I can be myself, and that's because of you. And I love your sense of humor. I love your smile. I love your athleticism. I love your sense of adventure. I love how you show up for other people. I love how I learned so much from you. Just last night, we were talking about stuff in the bathroom as we were brushing teeth, and I had my foot down and my fist ready. And I was like, I think this. And you went, well, what about? And I said to you, it makes me so mad, and you shift my perspective. So I love that you're able to flip the coin and see the other side. I love how kind you are to so many people. What you have done with my kids, I'm going to start crying. How you're even, and I'm not going to ruin it because Alex may listen to this. I love how you think of different surprises for the kids, and how important it is that they all find a path with us because you see the longevity here. I love your body. I love your kisses. Some of the most thrilling moments of our physical lives has started out with just nice, soft, long, wet kisses that last for days. I love your eyes. And now?
Okay, here it is. The one thing he doesn't like.
The one thing. Would you stop looking at the camera? This is supposed to be us looking together, remember? I do not like the way you drive my truck, but I've told you that.
I have lots of thoughts on that.
Would you come back to me? Stop needing the audience.
They're on my side anyway.
It doesn't matter. You don't like the way you drive my truck, but I've told you that. I do think it's funny that I go to bed dirty because it is kind of gross.
Hilarious.
Well, now that you say it, it's really gross, but I'm just so tired at that point, and the thought of taking a shower is just so fucking annoying.
I understand.
Because I don't like showers like most people do. Like for me, it's I just got to get in there and clean up, and get out. It's so funny. I do that. It's really gross. So I don't like the way you drive my truck. I don't care how you drive your car. I don't like the way you drive my truck. I didn't think to go light end of the shallow end of the pool until you did. And it reminds me of that episode we did where we just ripped on one another.
I know. We might need part two
of that.
Yeah.
I do not like your, and I'm using this word completely sincerely, your addiction to social media and TikTok especially. That bothers me. And yet I realize that it's a thing for you. And if it's in the way of our relationship, I've learned to tell me when you're done because I need your attention. And so you've been very good at shutting that down. So there's that. those are things that pop out like in a funny way that I don't think are relationship stuff. And then the other stuff we already talked about, right? Mm-hmm. So I liked that question. That was kind of fun.
Yeah, that was good.
And same to you. It's almost like I have to think of things that really piss me off or frustrate me or like least about you, because there's so many qualities. I love your design stuff that you've done in the house. I love what we did yesterday. We went shopping and you helped pick stuff out. You got a really wonderful eye for that kind of stuff that I don't have, and I admire. I mean, you think I have it. I have to process much more to look at art the way it comes very naturally to you. So, yeah, far many more attributes of you that I truly find admirable than those that I don't. I could go on forever.
Thanks, baby.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's good.
This was cool. I'm really glad you got these card decks, and I would love to keep doing this at the end of every episode. And
yeah, I'm curious what the this one is a little interesting.
Healing edition, yeah.
The healing
I'd like to
edition.
learn more about them, yeah.
Yeah. When we do this again, we might have to dive into this.
Yeah.
I'm a little nervous I feel like it would uncover
scary things,
childhood trauma stuff,
maybe that's good for us though.
Super uncomfortable, deep stuff.
We're good at that.
Could come up, yeah.
Okay.
So,
all right. Hey, awesome
thanks.
job.
Thanks, baby.
You wanted this.
Yeah.
So I'm glad we did it this way.
Yep.
And I'm glad we looked at one another. It was fun.
It was.
And then ready?
All right.
To the camera.
Peace.
Peace. I think someone's here. Do you hear voices?
Yeah.
I do too. All right. One more time. Peace. Jack and Cathy Shit Show outro take 652.
Start off laughing. You just listened to another episode of the Jack and Cathy Shit Show.
Our senior producers are me.
Hey, and me.
This episode was produced, engineered, and mixed by
the amazing Key Honar.
Email your questions, comments, or interesting relationship stories to jackandcathyshitshow@gmail.com. That is Cathy with a C.
Be sure to follow and like our marvelous shit show on Instagram and TikTok at Jack and Cathy Shit Show. Apparently liking and following is a thing.
It is?
Yeah.
This episode was produced by Pint Productions 2022. Point!